Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at noon.
New at noon, a Perham man is recovering in a Fargo hospital after rolling his snowmobile multiple times before it landed on him. Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Jordan Schreier. Deputies were called to the scene of the crash in Wadena County yesterday. Authorities say 55-year-old Curtis Heikkinen was on a trail when he went off course and then rolled. He was airlifted to the hospital with cuts on his face and reported pain throughout his entire body. The hospital was unable to release his condition at this time. It's a crime story that could only happen in the north. One man is in jail after leading police on a snowmobile chase. Polk County officials say the incident started when a deputy tried talking to two snowmobile drivers at a rest stop in Fisher Landing just off Highway 2. The drivers then took off on their snowmobiles and deputies lost sight of them. 44-year-old Joel Novak then led police on a short pursuit that ended when he crashed his sled. Novak is facing fleeing charges. No other details are being released. Roads are extra slick in some spots today, causing troopers to respond to several crashes in the region. Sergeant Jesse Grable with the Minnesota State Patrol tweeted this picture of a semi-crash along I-94 near Monticello from earlier this morning. No one was hurt in this crash, but it did slow down traffic. Now here in the metro, decent conditions, but other parts of North Dakota had some snow and freezing fog earlier today and might still be having it. For what we can expect for the rest of our Monday forecast, let's check on in with meteorologist Lisa Green.
Yeah, the fog is really hanging on here in the valley. Here's a look at one of the areas we've been keeping an eye on this entire morning and now into the afternoon, and that's the New Rockford area. You can see we're okay as long as we're looking at the foreground here in the picture, but looking beyond, our visibility really drops thanks to that dense fog that has developed and just continues to hang around in some of these spots. Now, there is some signs of improvement. We're not seeing anybody below a mile at this point in time, but Cooperstown right at a mile. Valley City is less than 2 miles for your visibility, and over to the east as well, Park Rapids and Wadena, visibility less than 2 miles there. And the problem with this is not only is the visibility down with the fog, but it's also below freezing. So some of this is depositing on those roads, leading to some slick spots. And we still have some areas of light snow hanging around too up along the Canadian border. And as we expand the view, this is all part of a larger system we're going to see impacting us as we continue through the day today and into tonight especially. A look at your temperatures right now. We're in the teens and low 20s. Not bad for this time of year, but there's wind and we've got some big changes on the way too. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a few minutes.
I look forward to it. Thank you, Lisa. New for you at noon, family members are now visiting the somber site where 9 Americans, including some North Dakotans, were killed when they were ambushed in Mexico. 3 women and 6 children were slain last year by suspected drug gang assassins along this remote road in the northern border region near New Mexico. 5 of those killed lived in Williston, North Dakota. Relatives visited the scene and laid flowers, which was still abandoned, or cordoned off rather, and covered with a black plastic sheet. The Mexican president spoke with victims' relatives and said an agreement has been reached to establish a monument there for the victims. Today, investigators are looking into the cause of a grain dryer fire in Grandin earlier this morning. Fire crews arrived on scene around 5 o'clock and say there were flames shooting from the dryer, but they were able to knock it down quickly at the sunflower plant. Crews then stayed on scene for about an hour to vent that area and sifted through the sunflower seeds to check for any hot spots. All employees were evacuated and they are safe. Work at that plant continued a few hours after the fire was put out. 3 people are sitting in jail after leading police on a wild chase in Grand Forks. Officials say the incident started overnight when police tried to pull over a car for driving the wrong direction. The driver, 38-year-old Christopher McPhail, refused to stop, and officials had to use a tactical vehicle intervention to stop his vehicle. 2 people then ran from the vehicle but were later arrested. Now McPhail is facing multiple charges, including fleeing in a motor vehicle, refusal to halt, reckless endangerment, and drug paraphernalia. 44-year-old Jesse Allard and 28-year-old Karen Alley are also facing drug paraphernalia charges. There was a 4th person in the car who was not charged. Another hopeful for the Democratic nomination has dropped out of the presidential race. New Jersey Senator Cory Booker announced he is suspending his campaign. Booker launched his campaign last February, and despite good performances early on, never broke into the top tier of candidates, constantly polling in the single digits. Booker did not reach a debate stage in December, and he also failed to qualify for tomorrow's debate in Iowa. A major cleanup is now underway across the middle of the country after a wild storm system caused widespread destruction. Tornadoes hit several states. 11 people were killed, and many more homes and families are now torn apart. Sam Brock is in Louisiana with more.
This morning, millions of Americans are reeling from Mother Nature's wrath.
It's something I never want to experience again. It was scary. It was really scary.
After tornadoes tore through at least 4 different southern states, flash flooding forced rescues in Mississippi and claimed life in Oklahoma. Crews have been working around the clock to bring back power to thousands. The storm, part of a powerful system that raced across the country. So far, 11 people have died, 3 each in Alabama, Texas, and Louisiana, and 1 in both Oklahoma and Iowa. That includes Jerry and Mary Sue Franks, a Louisiana couple killed when a tornado lifted up their mobile home and tossed it the length of 2 football fields. In other cases, the difference between safety and danger razor thin.
I have thanked God so many times. I feel like he had his hands over our home and our property and our family.
Lauren Golden and her husband insisted her mother come over from next door. A tree punctured her mother's house, but theirs, just feet away, was untouched.
You could actually feel the walls of the house moving.
Weather whiplash, not just in the south. Chicago's lakeshore underwater from storm surge. In Oregon, high waves swept a man and his children out to sea. He survived, but his 7-year-old daughter did not. His young son is still missing. Back in Louisiana, residents picking up and pitching in, ready to get back to normal.
We've been watching as neighbors and strangers are coming together to try to help each other, cutting down branches, burning debris, and getting prepared for the challenges ahead, because we know that there are about 30,000 customers at one point who lost power, and the temperatures have been dipping into the 30s this morning. In Louisiana, Sam Brock, NBC News.
The governors of Mississippi and Arkansas both declared states of emergency to mobilize resources for cleanup. In our consumer alert this afternoon, Oreo fans rejoice. Oreo's most stuffed cookies are returning to store shelves this month for a limited time. And Oreo wants to know your preference on the cookie to cream ratio. There is a wide variety from thins to most. Now you can go to whatsyourstuff1f.com to cast your vote. There's even a chance that you'll win $100,000. And no need to wait in long lines for Popeyes' popular chicken sandwich this week. DoorDash and Popeyes are teaming up to give customers a free chicken sandwich meal and free delivery with a $20 order. To get that deal, just enter promo code CHICKENWINNER. The promotion runs through January 19th.